TV is your education station, and while you might already know that, do you know that each month we highlight a local school district with the morning bell? You just heard it, a conversation focused on school programs and opportunities happening at your child's school. Well, Greenfield-Central School Corporation Superintendent Dr. Olin is joining us today, and it's nice to have you.
It's nice to be here. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Let's get started on something that actually we heard a little about earlier on Daybreak, and that is this emphasis now on giving students a chance to learn a trade or a skill and get them into maybe a new center. You've got something new coming.
Very exciting in Hancock County. We actually have Amplify Hancock that they started breaking ground on a couple months ago. It'll be a career center for students in high school. It's about a 100,000 square foot facility. About half that for K-12 students to learn careers and take courses that they've taken in other career centers around us. The other half, Ivy Tech, will have a presence there as well. So it'll be not only for high school students, but workforce development and adult classes as well.
And before this all happens, you've had to really send students out, right?
We have. We have not had a center in Hancock County for current technical education or for adult education, so this is very exciting.
Well, I'm excited for you. I hate to switch gears here, but you know, there's a lot of school safety on the minds of folks today, and every district seems to want to handle it differently. What do you think is appropriate, and how are you handling it?
Well, we've had a school resource officer at our high school for about 20 years, and then over the last 6 or 8 years, we've been adding to that to the point that we now have 5 school resource officers, and that's mostly people that are off-duty police officers from Greenfield Police Department or the Hancock County Sheriff's Department. Here in the last few months, we've actually started to form our own police department, which a lot of school corporations around the state have chosen to do. With the shortage of police officers, it's really hard to find off-duty police officers to cover all the spots that we have. So we've actually been in the process of hiring our own police chief here in the last couple weeks.
And how are you going to be able to fund that?
We will fund that through our operations fund, the way that we have been in the past. It'll just be transferring that to be our employees versus off-duty employees.
All right, and now we're going to switch to the performing arts. And I know we're doing a lot of back and forth, but a school district's kind of like a mini community or a mini city. And so you've got a lot of aspects going on. Talk about the arts, please.
Well, we just opened up a performing arts center, and it was something that we designed. We started that process 4 or 5 years ago, but we opened that in December. We've had a high school in sight there since 1969, and we had an auditorium with about 920 seats in it that served our community very well for about 5 decades. But with the things that we're wanting to do today with band, choir, orchestra, our drama program, etc., we just felt like what we had was inadequate. So we did open that. It now seats 1,400 students, and it is state-of-the-art. Really highlights and enhances the programs that we have in place.
Real quickly, we've got a new governor in place. Are you feeling hopeful for school funding and support?
Well, I think all of us who work in government positions understand that there's going to be a lot of eyes on us to find efficiencies. So we are looking for ways to be more efficient. Now, overlapping that with a teacher shortage does have some challenges for us, so we have to find a way to use our education dollars to go to the classroom. I can tell you we've done a pretty good job of that, exceeding the benchmarks that have been thrown our direction, that 65% of our education fund going toward teachers. We've exceeded that, but we're still finding ways to be more efficient with our operations, so we're not having to transfer funds from the education fund to the operations fund.
All right, lots of juggling to do, I'm sure. Thank you so much for coming on Daybreak, Dr. Olin.